Good morning, students. My name is Praveen Kumar. I'm working as PGT English at JNV1 Malkangiri, Odisha. Today, we are going to learn a beautiful poem called A Photograph, written by Shirley Tolson. It is from Hornbill Textbook in English for class 11th. In this video, I'm going to discuss four things. Number one, introduction part, that is background of the poem. Next, I'll discuss about poet Shirley Tolson. Third, I'll be going to discuss detailed explanation by stanza wise. After that, I'll I'm going to briefly summarize the poem. Students, before getting into next part of this video, my suggestion is better to watch this video in a computer, that is desktop or laptop, so that you may not miss the beautiful words, beautiful terminology, beautiful sentence dialogues used by poets or authors. Okay, hope you have understood. Let's get into introduction part. Let, in introduction part, what poet has discussed? Let us see. The poem A Photograph is written by Shirley Tolson. In this poem, she recalls her mother and her memories while looking at a childhood photograph when her mother was 12 years old or so. She has been deceased 12 years ago and she cannot explain her grief on her mother's loss. That was the introduction for this poem written by Shirley Tolson. Let's next part. Let's discuss about author. Let's discuss about poet Shirley Tolson. Okay, Shirley Tolson was born on 20th May 1924 in Henley on Thames, England. She had a huge passion on writing and was greatly influenced by her father, who was a writer too. She took writing as a career but also served as an editor for many magazines in meantime. Celtic Celtic Christianity influenced her greatly, that most of her major works like Celtic Alternative in 1987 and Celtic Year in 1993 were on the topic. But these works indeed made her more famous. Instead of getting drowned, she has become so famous with this Celtic Christianity influence, the writings. At last, she died on 15th May 2014. Let's get into next part, that is detailed explanation of the poem by stanza wise. First stanza, let us discuss. The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling, each one holding one of my mother's hands, and she, the big girl, some 12 years or so. I'll read out that stanza once again. The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling, each one holding one of my mother's hands, and she, the big girl, some 12 years or so. See, you can also observe the picture. Three girls are there. One of them is little bit bigger. That that girl is only 12 years or so, is the mother of our poet. Okay, in this stanza, The difficult word I can say paddling. That means walking. These three girls are walking, paddling. Okay, let's get into the explanation of this stanza. According to poet, what she says, let us see. In these lines, the poet is looking at an old photo album which is made up of cardboard. In the picture, there are three girls who are walking on the beach holding each other's hands. You can see, you can observe the picture. The girl in the middle is the tallest and oldest. The other two girls on each side are younger than her. But in the picture, you can see the elder girl is come aside, left side. The girl in the middle is the poet's mother. Means the elder girl is the mother of poet. But in the picture, you can see other two girls come other side. The poet's mother was came to left side. She is around 12 years old when the picture was taken. Her mother was 12 years or little bit that side. Her mother age was at the time of photo when taken place. Okay, this is about first stanza. Let's get into second stanza. What she want to tell. In second stanza, all three stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera. A sweet face. My mother's, that was before I was born. And the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. Okay, again I'm reading. All three stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera. A sweet face, my mother's, that was before I was born. And that sea, sorry, and that sea, sorry, and the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. Okay, the term which we can feel it as difficult is transient. That means short term or temporary. Means here the sea which is coming and touching their feet is there for short term or temporary. Just coming and washing their feet and going back. That was the thing she want to tell from transient. Okay, next you can observe the picture. The three girls are standing and their uncle is taking photograph. Yes. Okay. Let's get into the explanation part of this stanza. In the above lines, the poet describes how the photograph was taken. Her mother's uncle took the photograph and told them to stop and pose. All three of them left their wet hair open and smiled at camera. See, they are making themselves spreading their hair so that look beautiful in the photograph. Okay, they are posing for camera. The poet's attention is drawn towards her mother's face, which is described as a sweet face. The photograph was taken long before the poet was born. Means the smiling face of her mother is indicated, said like that was before birth of our poet. The poet calls their feet terrible transient as they were so young by then and now they had grown older. On the other hand, the sea which touched their feet has changed less. Means that sea cannot change, but ourselves will grow up. We will be having some change, more and more change. But the sea where they have taken photograph will not have that much change. Means maybe having very small change, less change. That was the intention behind poet. What she want to tell from this stanza. Let's get into next stanza. In next stanza, what she want to tell, let us see. Some 20-30 years later, she would laugh at the snapshot. see Betty and Dolly, she would say, and look how they dressed us for the beach, the sea holiday. Again, I'm reading. Some 20-30 years later, she had laughed at that snapshot. See Betty and Dolly, she had say, and look how they dressed us for the beach, the sea holiday. The two other girls are Betty and Dolly. The snapshot means photograph. Okay, in this stanza, the difficult word seem to be snapshot. That means photograph. Means after 20-30 years later, poet's mother observing that photograph and finding out the love in the photograph and saying the Betty and Dolly. That is the day when they have taken the photograph was a sea holiday. Okay, let's get into the explanation part. What she want to tell from this stanza. After 20-30 years later, she would laugh at the photograph. She would tell me to look at her cousins, Betty and Dolly, and how their parents would dress all three of them up for the beach. They would have planned to take photograph beforehand. Means they were planned to have a photograph. Okay, let's get into next paragraph, next stanza. Sorry. In next stanza, was her past. Mine is her laughter. Both were with the labored ease of loss. Again, I'm reading. Was her past. Mine is her laughter. Both were with the labored ease of loss. The difficult word we can see here, W-R-Y, that means it's ironic. It's like a mocking. Means here the two losses are there. Means loss of her mother love, and another is loss of her mother itself. Means the love has been lost from her mother face is one loss. Another is means death of her mother itself is one more loss for our poet. That is the thing she would like to tell from this stanza. Okay, let's get into the explanation part. You can find the laugh of her mother when she was 30 to 40 years age in the picture. Okay, the poet recalls the sea holiday was her mother's favorite moment from the past, while the poet's favorite moment from the past was her mother's laughter. Both the women would think about those past memories which they cannot live again. They tried their best to adjust to what they lost. Okay, that was the explanation given by the poet in these lines. Okay, let's get into next stanza. In next stanza, now she is being dead nearly as many years as that girl lived, and of this circumstance there is nothing to say at all. Its silence silences. Okay, again I'm reading. Now she has been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived, and of this circumstance there is nothing to say at all. Its silence silences. In this, you can feel the word silences after silence is little bit difficult word. That means silences means a complete absence of mind. Means not able to think. Means just worry about losses. That was the meaning behind silences. Okay. In this picture also you can see a girl. Some lady was sitting silently, no sounds at all, complete absence of sound. She was thinking about those memories. Okay, from this stanza, poet would like to tell like this. In the above lines, the poet says that her mother died 12 years ago, the same age her mother was in the photograph. Whenever the poet thinks of her mother's death, she cannot explain what effect she has of her mother's death. Death has silenced her mother, which has also left her speechless. Means she has become, our poet, she has become speechless because of loss of her mother, and that led to our poet speechless. This is the last stanza of this poem. Let's get into brief summary of this poem. What poet would like to give summary? The poem is a tribute to the poet's mother. She is looking at an old photograph of her mother, which has a frame of cardboard. The picture has three girls, in which the middle one is the oldest and tallest. It is her mother when she was 12 years old or so. Beside her, on both sides, are her two cousins, Betty and Dolly, who are holding her hands and are younger than her. They went for paddling on a beach holiday. Her uncle took the photograph then. The poet could not help but notice her mother's sweet face. The sea touches her terribly transient feet, which depicted that she changed over the years and the sea remained the same. After 20, 30 years, her mother would laugh at the photograph. She would make the poet look at the photograph after 20, 30 years. Her mother would laugh at the photograph and tell her how their parents would dress up them up for the beach holiday. The beach holiday was her mother's favorite past memories, while her laugh was the poet's favorite memory. Both of them lost something which they cherished a lot, and it cannot live that moment again. Those sweet moments were memories now. Now, the poet's mother had been dead for the past 12 years. Means her mother died 12 years back ago, which is the same number as of her age when the photograph was taken back then. She cannot express the grief that she has from her mother's absence. That was the summary given by our poet Shirley Tolson. Let's discuss about literary devices present or followed by our poet in this poem. A photograph, literary devices. First one, alliteration. That means repetition of a consonant sound at the beginning of two or more consecutive words. The instances of alliteration in the poem are as follows. You can see stood still. Two words which are starting with consonant sound, yes and yes. Yes from stood, yes from still. Like this, consecutive words, okay, following alliteration poetic device. Same way, through, there. Through is also starting with T, there is starting with T. Like that, my mother's, my starting with yum, mother's starting with yum. Terribly transient. T starting in terribly, T starting in transient. Silence, silences. Yes in silence, yes in silences. Like this, consecutive words with the same consonant sound. This is called alliteration. This is followed in this in this poem by our poet. Next one, oxymoron, another poetic device. Oxymoron means a term which contradicts itself. Means a phrase which is containing two words which are opposite in meaning if they are separated, but they are functioning in the line of a stanza. That is called oxymoron. Here, two opposite contradictory words are labored is. Labored means having hard work. Ease means without hard work. Means both are contradictory, opposite to each other, but coming in a line adjacent to each other, means consecutive to each other, which are contradictory. That kind of poetic device is called oxymoron, which is followed in this poem, a photograph. Next poetic device is epithet. Epithet means a phrase expressing a quality of a person or something. Means something inanimate, means which is not having some kind of life, but having expression of a quality of a person, means a quality of a living organism. It's called epithet. Here, terribly transient. Terribly transient is nothing but it is felt by a living organism. But here something, some part of the thing is treated as a having terribly transient, means something feel has been expressed, quality of a person has been expressed in that part of that physically appearing thing over there in the poem. That is the meaning. See, this terribly transient you can find in last stanza. What terribly transient means, there the sea is coming and touching their feet. That was the point in the poem where she has expressed terribly transient. That part of the poem is following epithet, is literary device in the poem. Okay, with this we can conclude the poem, a photograph, written by Shirley Tolson. Okay, until next video, keep learning, keep practicing. Thank you, students.